Let me ask you a question. Why not you? Why not now? Why should 2025 be just another year instead of the year you step into the financial destiny that was already assigned to you? See, the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't just skill, it's mindset, it's belief, it's action. Some people will tell you that becoming a millionaire in 1 year is impossible. But let me tell you the truth. It is only impossible for those who think small, act slow, and refuse to believe in the power of divine principles. You are not here to be average. You are here to be exceptional. You are here to create, to build, to serve, and to prosper. If you want to become a millionaire in 2025, the first thing you must do is master a high-handing skill. A high-handing skill is any skill that allows you to generate significant income independent of a traditional job or fixed salary. It's a skill that gives you control over your earning potential because it allows you to create value at a level that the marketplace rewards generously. The reason most people struggle financially is that they have low-income skills. Skills that are easily replaceable, skills that do not create massive value, and skills that do not command high compensation. If you want to break free from financial limitations, the first shift you must make is in your ability to produce value at a level that demands high pay. A high income skill is not just about what you do, but how well you do it. The difference between someone who makes $40,000 a year and someone who makes $400,000 a year is not necessarily the number of hours they work. It's the level of mastery they have in a skill that is in high demand. Think about it. A salesperson who barely understands persuasion and closes only 5% of their deals will struggle to make a good living. But a salesperson who masters communication, negotiation, and influence can close 50% or more of their deals, which exponentially increases their earnings. The same applies to any high-income skill, whether it's copywriting, digital marketing, investing, software development, or public speaking. Mastery leads to multiplication, and multiplication leads to millions. The key to mastering a high-income skill is not just learning it, but obsessing over it. You don't just dabble in it, you dive deep. You don't just practice when it's convenient, you commit daily. The world does not reward mediocrity, it rewards excellence. And excellence only comes through intentional effort, deep study, and continuous improvement. The problem with most people is that they want millionaire results with minimum effort. They want to work on their skills when they feel like it. They want success to come easily, but they don't want to go through the process of mastery. That's why so many people stay stuck, because they refuse to outwork, outlearn, and outperform the competition. If you want to build real wealth, you must approach your skill like a world-class athlete approaches their sport. Study the best in the game. Analyze their techniques, their strategies, their mindset. Break down what makes them great, and then replicate it in your own way. If you want to become a top salesperson, listen to the greatest closers. If you want to be a master marketer, study the best campaigns and strategies that drive millions in revenue. If you want to build wealth through investing, learn from those who have mastered the art of multiplying money. Don't just learn casually, immerse yourself. Make it your mission to be in the top 1% of your industry, because that is where the money is. Another important factor in mastering a high-income skill is putting it into practice immediately. Too many people get stuck in learning mode, thinking that just because they watched a course or read a book, they are now skilled. Knowledge without application is useless. You don't become a great salesperson by reading about sales. You become great by selling. You don't become a skilled copywriter by studying words. You become skilled by writing. You don't become an expert investor by watching YouTube videos. You become one by putting your money in the market and learning through real world experience. Action is the bridge between potential and results. The faster you apply what you learn, the faster you develop mastery. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to develop a high-income skill is quitting too soon. They get frustrated when they don't see instant success. They try something for a few weeks or months, and when they don't make millions right away, they assume it doesn't work. But every master was once a beginner. Every expert once struggled. The difference is they didn't quit. They kept pushing through the failures, the setbacks, and the challenges until they became so good that the world couldn't ignore them. The road to mastery is not easy, but it is simple. Those who persist, those who refine their craft, those who stay consistent, those are the ones who win. Another secret to mastering a high-income skill is learning how to monetize it effectively. It's not just about being great at something, it's about knowing how to package, position, and sell that skill in a way that brings in significant income. Some of the most talented people in the world struggle financially because they don't understand the business side of their skill. They think talent alone will make them wealthy, but the truth is, wealth comes to those who know how to turn skill into revenue. If you are a great writer, learn how to sell your writing. If you are a great speaker, learn how to sell your message. If you are a great marketer, learn how to attract high-paying clients. The skill itself is only part of the equation. The ability to market and monetize that skill is what creates financial abundance. The final thing you must understand about mastering a high-income skill is that it is an ongoing process. There is no finish line. The moment you stop growing, you start declining. The marketplace is constantly evolving, and those who stay at the top are those who continue to sharpen their skills, learn new strategies, and adapt to changing trends. The wealthiest people in the world are not just those who mastered a skill once, they are those who continue to master it over and over again. They stay ahead of the curve, they innovate, and they keep pushing the limits of what is possible. If you commit to lifelong mastery, there is no ceiling on how much you can earn. Most people believe that working harder is the key to financial success. They think that if they put in more hours, grind longer, and push themselves to the limit, they will eventually break through to wealth. But the truth is, effort alone will never make you rich. Hard work is important, but if hard work alone created millionaires, then construction workers, janitors, and factory employees would be the wealthiest people on the planet. The real key to financial freedom is not just working hard, it's leveraging systems that multiply your efforts and create results far beyond what you can do alone. A system is anything that allows you to produce a result with less direct effort. It's a process, a tool, or a framework that enables you to scale your impact and income. Wealthy people don't just work harder, they build systems that work for them. They create businesses that generate income even when they're not present. They invest in assets that grow without their daily involvement. They use automation, delegation, and leverage to produce more results with less time. The biggest financial breakthroughs come when you stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a builder. One of the most powerful systems you can create is a business system. A business that relies entirely on your personal effort is just another job. But a business that operates with teams, technology, and processes in place can generate income around the clock even when you are not actively working. This is why the wealthiest people in the world don't trade time for money, they trade value for money. They build businesses that continue to generate revenue whether they are working or not. The difference between a struggling entrepreneur and a successful one is the ability to put the right systems in place so that the business doesn't depend entirely on them Another form of leverage is automation. In today's digital age, technology allows you to reach more people, close more deals, and deliver more value without constantly being present. Email automation, sales funnels, social media marketing, and digital products are all systems that allow you to scale your income without increasing your workload. Instead of chasing individual customers one by one, automation allows you to attract and serve thousands or even millions of people at the same time. The more you automate, the more time you free up to focus on strategy, innovation, and higher level growth. Leverage also comes through people. The most successful entrepreneurs and business owners don't do everything themselves. They build teams. They understand that one person's effort is limited, but when you bring together the right people with the right skills, you multiply productivity and results. Many people stay broke because they insist on doing everything themselves. They're afraid to delegate, afraid to hire, and afraid to let go of control. But the truth is, you will never reach your highest financial potential if you are the only one driving the results. Wealth is built through collaboration, leadership, and the ability to bring others into your vision. Another powerful way to leverage systems is through investing. When you put your money into the right vehicles, whether it's stocks, real estate, businesses, or other appreciating assets, you create a system where your money works for you instead of you working for money. The wealthy understand that money is a tool, not just a reward. They don't just spend what they earn, they reinvest it into systems that multiply their wealth over time. Every dollar you invest wisely is a worker that never gets tired, never takes a break, and never asks for a raise. This is how true financial freedom is built. Not by working more, but by making your money work harder than you do. The people who struggle financially are the ones who rely entirely on their personal labor. They have no systems, no leverage, and no multipliers. They work a job where they trade time for money, and if they stop working, the money stops flowing. They run businesses that demand all their time and energy, leaving them exhausted with no way to scale. They have no investments, no automation, and no team. So they remain trapped in a cycle of hard work with limited results. But the people who create true wealth understand that success is not about working harder, it's about building smarter. The key to financial freedom is replacing personal effort with systems that create wealth on autopilot. Whether it's through automation, delegation, or investments, the goal is to create a structure where money flows in even when you're not actively working. The more systems you have in place, the more control you gain over your time, income, and future. Most people stay broke because they operate under the principle of addition, not multiplication. They think that if they want to earn more, they have to work more hours, take on more tasks, or grind harder. But the wealthiest people in the world don't build their fortunes through addition. They build them through multiplication. They don't just look for ways to increase their income little by little. They look for ways to multiply their results exponentially. The difference between staying average and becoming wealthy is understanding that multiplication is the key to unlimited financial growth. Multiplication happens when one action produces multiple results. Instead of working one-on-one, you create something that works one-to-many. Instead of selling one product at a time, you create systems that sell thousands or even millions. Instead of making money from a single source, you develop multiple streams of income that generate wealth simultaneously. The people who struggle financially are those who only focus on what they can do personally. The people who become wealthy are those who focus on creating leverage that multiplies their time, effort, and income. One of the most powerful ways to apply the principle of multiplication is through scaling a business. A person who cuts hair for a living can only serve one client at a time, and their income is capped by the number of hours they can physically work. But a person who owns a chain of barbershops, trains other barbers, and licenses their brand multiplies their earnings because they have built a system that continues to produce income even when they are not cutting hair themselves. Wealth is not about how much you can personally do. It's about how much you can multiply through other people, processes, and systems. Another way to apply multiplication is through digital products and content creation. Instead of teaching one person at a time, you can create a course, write a book, or build an online program that teaches thousands or even millions of people at once. Instead of speaking to one audience in person, you can use social media, podcasts, or videos to reach millions of people around the world. The same effort that once generated a small impact can now produce an unlimited return because it is multiplied through technology and automation. The wealthiest people in the world do not sell their time, they sell knowledge, solutions, and assets that work for them on a massive scale. Investing is another major way to leverage multiplication. When you work a job, your income is directly tied to your effort, and if you stop working, the money stops coming in. But when you invest wisely, your money multiplies itself over time. A single investment can grow into massive wealth if it compounds consistently. This is why the richest people do not just earn money. They put their money into vehicles that allow it to grow without their constant involvement. Real estate, stocks, business ownership, and passive income streams all operate under the principle of multiplication. Money that is invested properly becomes money that works for you 24/7. Multiplication also applies to relationships and networking. If you try to do everything alone, your progress will always be slow. But if you surround yourself with the right people, your opportunities multiply. A single connection can open doors to partnerships, deals, and collaborations that would have taken years to reach on your own. The most successful people understand that they don't have to be the smartest person in the room. They just need to connect with the right people who bring different skills, resources, and knowledge to the table. When you leverage relationships properly, your success multiplies at a speed that would be impossible to achieve alone. Another key to multiplication is creating multiple streams of income. Relying on one source of income is dangerous because if that source disappears, you are left with nothing. But when you create multiple income streams, you build financial security and expand your earning potential. A business owner who only sells one product or service is limited, but a business owner who has different offers, partnerships, and revenue streams has multiple ways to make money. Wealthy people do not put all their eggs in one basket. They create multiple baskets and fill them all. The biggest mindset shift you must make is to stop thinking in terms of linear growth and start thinking in terms of exponential multiplication. The goal is not just to earn more, it's to create systems, investments, and networks that multiply your income, impact, and opportunities continuously. The people who build true wealth do not settle for slow, step-by-step progress. They find ways to multiply their efforts so that every action they take produces results far beyond what they could achieve alone. Everything in life is sales. Whether you realize it or not, you are always selling. Your ideas, your vision, your value, and even yourself. The people who succeed at the highest level understand that sales is not just about transactions, it's about influence, it's about persuasion, it's about getting others to see the value in what you